ain't me. You can't catch me on the run, cause I'm gone, yeah. I blaze trails, set fire to what's behind me. No, I'm never looking back, I'm on the run. I could only ever be what I'm made to be. It feels good when I'm living on the edge. Watch me now, roll like thunder, gonna sacred ground. Can't stop me now, I don't give up and I won't back down. I'm a force of nature, can't be contained. I got lightning running all through my veins. Watch me now, watch me now.
Hi, I'm Wyatt Milam. I'm from Canova, West Virginia. When I'm back home, you'll find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We have that gold and blue pride at your local Par-Mar store. We are coming to your neighborhood soon. West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Maryland, we have you covered. Download the Par-Mar app and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. Food, gas, groceries, and more, we are gold and blue proud, and we are Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Law offices of Mark Plants and Kevin Davis. First line of defense. Big Box Beverages, the world's tastiest portable punch, as seen on Shark Tank. Buzzballs, ready-to-drink cocktails. #1 single-serve premix brand in the U.S. Buzzballs, have a ball. That's right, and have a ball. Buzzballs. Hello, everyone, on this fine Tuesday afternoon. It's October 3rd. Already wrote to the month of September. Ready to keep on rolling, man. Boy, it's been great so far. 4-1, could be better, could be 5-0, but hey, that would be asking a lot, right? Beating at Penn State, but man, let's go. And this is a bye week. This team has really got to go ahead and recuperate and think about what they've done and the toughness that they've had. We're going to go ahead and we're going to talk to the head coach of University of Charleston, Quinn Sanders, today. He's got 5-0. He's 5-0 right now, 4-0 in the Mountain East League, and he's doing some really good things at the University of Charleston. So happy to have him on board today. Talked to him earlier today. We taped recorded it. I'll put that out in a little bit. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of Neal Brown and his press conference yesterday. And then we'll go ahead and look at a little bit of offensive film for that TCU game. Wrap it on up and talk about. We got some big things going on tomorrow. Pat Biondo, remember him? You might remember him. He was at Texas A&M with Jimbo Fisher, and then he was there at women's basketball for WVU. Operations manager. Well, now he's at Oregon, and he's director of recruiting strategy at the University of Oregon football for the Ducks, number 8 team in the country. Now he's going to be on tomorrow, so don't miss out on that. And we'll have a surprise as well for tomorrow. And it's a good day. It's a good week. Good week to recuperate. Get back 4-1. Let's see what these Mountaineers can do. Let's refresh ourselves. And there we go. What do you got, Timothy? There you go. Good day, Wolfman. Good day to you, Timothy. And what do we got here? Kelly. Hey, Wolfman. What's up? Kelly, how you doing, buddy? Good to see all you guys. And just really I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good. How about you? Are you all feeling all right, man? I'd love to hear from you guys and get up here and join us. But let's go ahead and let's go do this right up here up the top. You know, if you go to YouTube, Wolfman's Call channel on YouTube, you go in that search bar, and what do? You go ahead and you put in at Wolfley64. That's at Wolfley64. Subscribe and smash the like button. That's what we need you to do. Go ahead on that YouTube channel. We're on Twitter. Hey, listen, if you're in Twitter, go ahead and retweet this. I don't care if it's live or not. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and retweet it. And on Facebook, share it, man. Get the shares out there. We'll keep doing this. And keep spreading the word, man, about the Wolfman's Call, because we're here every day. The Wolfman's Call is all about the truth. It's not the company line. It's not the idiot line. It's right there in the middle where, the truth is always part of the call and the Wolfman's Call. Very good. And we'll go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and stick up Mikey one more time here, and at least one more time for sure. But Mike Dunlap, I've gone ahead and talked about this on PayPal.com. Mike Dunlap, he just received his kidney. Now he's going to get open heart surgery. He's one of us. Coach Neal's in on this. And if you can, it's PayPal.com at polkadots66 at Gmail. That's at polkadots66 at Gmail. Mike Dunlap, if you can give. It's a worthy cause for him because he's doing so much, or he's done so much for so many people down, especially in southern West Virginia, in the Charleston area, and he's always giving. And what do you got here, Kelly? Let's see what you got, buddy. You say here. All right, Hayden Pack, number 81, the punter for the University of South Charleston is my cousin. All right, Hayden Pack, number 81, the punter for South Charleston. All right, never did get a chance to ask him about that. Didn't really know about that at the time, but that is good news. And he's 5-0, Kelly McCourt. So that's really good as well. How about our QR codes, man? Start off with the sports column here. There you go, sports column. And, Frank Fear goes ahead and he puts this out, and it's a nonprofit thing. They're going out, no one's making any money, but they go ahead and they publish your articles. If you haven't been published and you want to publish your sports articles, go ahead here. Go to the sports column. Make sure you QR code that. And then you have here Paul Mini, the last battery. Don't ever buy a AA battery again. They're just rechargeable. Go green, save the moolah, man. Save the bucks. Paul Mini batteries and rechargers. I've had to run the show here off of the Paul Mini deck recharger. That's because of the power company. But again, it took out right here in the studio, and it took over. It's that strong. Never buy a AA battery again, man. Can't go wrong. And then, of course, you have here United, West Virginia United, John Cantwell, offensive lineman. He's got this going on. He's got big things going on. He's got stickers out there. He's got clothing. He's cooking, he's making it all one big thing. West Virginia United. He's sharing out smoking beef and all kinds of things. Check it out, WestVirginiaUnited.com. QR code it, man. QR code it and see what big Mike Cantwell, former offensive lineman for WVU, is doing. And then, of course, we have, it's just easier for a hemp dipper. You got Arson Grange Company. Just do it the AGC way. No nicotine, no tobacco, man. That you can't go wrong. All good stuff. Arson Grange Company, you can get it at Parmar stores. You can go ahead and go to wolfmandip.com. Again, that's wolfmandip.com. Excellent. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and get to this here with Quinn Sanders, the head coach, University of Charleston. It's a good interview. He's a really sharp young guy. I think he's pretty special, and I think you're all going to go ahead and like this. Let me get him on up here for you and make sure I have it ready to roll. All right, everybody. This is Quinn Sanders, head coach, University of Charleston. They're 5-0, making a lot of waves there in the Mountain East. Hey, they only got another 5 games. If they go ahead and win 4, or 5, and win the rest of the games, they'll be in the playoffs for the first time, winning their championship for the first time. This is Quinn Sanders, excellent young coach. And here we go. I have the head coach of the University of Charleston, and it's Quinn Sanders, who I've actually known Quinn for a couple of years, and before when actually Pat Kirkland was the head coach, and Quinn started out as a wide receiver coach at UC, started off and then moved up to quarterback, and 2021, I believe, you came the OC, done some great things as the offensive coordinator, and then last year, 2022, Quinn, you became the head coach. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. It's been a fun journey, and a lot of these guys like yourself, they've kind of seen everything from start until now, which is kind of exciting. Just the journey I've been on.
And Quinn, you come from Florida, and you played at Charleston. and you started off your coaching in Florida, but you moved back up. Why was that?
It's like life. I'll be honest with you. My mother, she's a Korean immigrant, and life, for everything I've been taught my whole life, is about opportunity. And my thing was, I always knew, coming out of high school, I knew Florida would always be there for me. I was going to go see something different in the world, go see these mountains, go see a little bit of snow, see what was going on up north. Thought I'd always return to Florida, live there. I love everything about Florida. But then, fortunately enough, Coach Kirkland back in 2013, reached out to me about a volunteer position that they had open. And once again, it was opportunity, and it's like my mom said, if you want to do this coaching thing, go get in the college game. That's just kind of, where it's at. You can always go back down to high school. If not, and, I fell in love with the college game, just everything about it. So kind of how I found my way back up here for that second time again.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And Pat Kirkland being a good friend of mine, I know what he thinks of you, and obviously with the job that you're doing. Not even getting into yet the fact that you're 5-0, but let's go ahead and take a look, because when I go back there and I look at what you've done since you got the head coaching job last year, you were 6-5 last year, and now you've jumped it up to 5-0, right there in the Mountain East league, which is a tough league. Mostly West Virginia schools, but you have some other schools as well. Tell us about the UNC Pembrokes, and you have a couple other schools like Notre Dame College.
Yeah, the thing about them, you see the league. When I was a player, this was the old Wiviak, and I think the only team we had out of the league was Seton Hill. Now you're looking at, when our commissioner, Reed Amos, he's done a great job just trying to grow the brand, just for that mid-Atlantic area. You got to go 6-7 hours, go play a really good Pembroke team every year in North Carolina. They got a great atmosphere, do a great job there. The two other teams that are really, outside the state, you got Notre Dame College, who's the 5-time conference champions. And then, you got Frostburg State up there in Maryland, who is a Division III school that made their way up a few years back. And, they're still good. All those programs that we've added from out of state, they're just so they're tremendous programs. They're tremendously well coached, and they've got great players and talent. So it's really fun that Reed has kind of opened this thing up and made this more of a regional league instead of just a state league.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that preseason poll, man, and the Mountain East, Charleston was picked third, and right now you are first at 5-0. What has been the difference this year, being that you're 5-0, last year you're 6-5, second year as head coach? What have you learned from last season, and what are you applying to this season?
Well, no matter what, I was under, Pat Kirkland for 6-7 years as a coach, and then, another as a player. And no matter what happens, when someone takes over, there's going to be a little bit of just a fundamental shift on, the approach with what your philosophy is, what your core values are. And it was really getting those guys, the whole team, to buy into me, not just maybe the quarterbacks or the offense. And along with that, not making excuses for our record last year. We were a 6-5 team just because this league is so competitive. But we had a lot of guys, after those COVID year, I want to say we had close to 30 seniors graduate. We had guys that hadn't played football, real football game probably since 2019 last year. Some of those redshirt guys for us. So, coming into this year, it's just having the continuity. We lost really, I lost 3 guys on staff. I graduated a very small senior class, brought back the majority of this team, and you can just see between the staff and the players just how much this continuity of just them being around each other, playing together, how much it's benefited us this season.
Tell us in this 5-0 journey so far this season, and again, we mentioned it's just this season so far, but who are the players that have been standing out?
Yeah, offensively, our O-line tangent, all 5 of those guys have done a wonderful job. Everything for me always starts up front. If you're going to be getting anywhere, you need to be good up front. I think between the Donovan McCollisters, the Barnabas Bannings, the Ethan Walford, Steve Hall, and Will Belangi, they've done an incredible job. We've got, 2 great tailbacks that have been playing for us this year. Siobhan Wright, who's an All-American last year, freshman of the year. And then, Alexander Brink, who was got hurt last year early and has come back for us. Quarterback Javante Howard's been lights out this year. He's done an incredible job. And then, our receiver-wise, Tay Marrero, Marquand Heron, Yves Bosman, Damon Mouzon, and then Thomas Ashworth. We've got about 5 guys that have really been been, hyper productive, and there's a lot of unselfishness on the offensive side. And then defensively, we're led by, Nick Evans. He's an incredible defensive end for us. Aiden Miller, Willie Floyd at the back position. DeCavis Preston, Rod Webb, Kashawn Beasley, Rashad Morse, all those guys in the back. And, we're just so fortunate that this team is, I feel like we're as complete as we've been in a while, just having those guys. And there's so much unselfishness going on. It's not one of those things where, our running backs like, why am I not touching the ball enough? Or our receivers like, hey, we need to throw me the ball. Or, hey, why are we not blitzing me more? They don't care as long as we win. And that's what you ask for.
Let's talk about your offensive philosophy. That's where you come from, your OC. And what are your philosophies when you're trying to attack a defense? Are you more run? Are you more pass? Are you balanced? Where do you come from? Are you multiple sets? What's your philosophy, man?
We try to be as balanced as possible. Within a game, 50-50 is that perfect balance for us. And we have, little saying, to me, it's always, we throw the ball to score, but we run the ball to win. I believe in running the football and that stuff. And, honestly, our two, core values for offense, what we're trying to accomplish every week is score and win. And, because that's the end of the day, that's what our job is. And, offensively for us, if we can stay balanced, and you look at, I think we're averaging probably 250 on the ground right now and right at like 220 passing. So just I love that balance just because you're hard to game plan for when, you can do a little bit of both and they don't know when it's coming.
Quinn, I'm of the philosophy when you are a running team, even if it's balanced or higher or just a little below balanced, because sometimes defenses kind of dictate the actual numbers. But pretty much if you're a balanced offense in the running game, you really become hard-edged nose. It teaches your offensive line, your tight ends, even your receivers and running backs for that matter, you have to really be able to run. Even when the box doesn't dictate, those numbers are in your favor, that you still have to go ahead and be able to run the ball. Do you find that to be true for yourself and your philosophy and what you do with your team now?
Yeah, for us, we're always trying to account for the extra hat some which way, because defensively they've got to be, not only gap sound, but they also have to be hat sound. So, we're trying to figure out who their extra hat they're trying to get involved. Now with all this RPO, zone read stuff that you can do, still not sure how some of the stuff's legal, but it is. You can really, you can really attack that guy that they're trying to get into the extra hat to, really, play with the fits a little bit. And, we're going to find a way to run the ball. Maybe we switch up the formations. We're looking for that just because, we're going to run the football. And, that just to me, it's one of those things like you're talking. It's not demoralizing, but it is for defense because it's coming. I know it's coming, but you got to stop it.
Yeah, I really found out when you can take away that will of your opponents and just say we're running the ball and it's coming and there's nothing you can really do to stop it. I think that's when the game is over and the players know it, and it's really a wonderful thing. Let's talk about your passing game now. What is your philosophy? Do you like to move the pocket? Do you like to just drop back? What do you like to do to get all of your receivers, and do you use a tight end as well?
For us, it's as crazy as it sounds, it's one of those things, whatever works. We've got a little staple of things that we like to do. But, we try to spread the ball around. That's it. If you think about it, I'm not going to sit here and say we're like a fast break, offense because we're not always going tempo out there. But, we're just trying to get the ball to our playmakers, and we've got, great group of receivers, and we're just trying to figure out ways to get them matched up. Whether it be in man to get them open or, finding their soft spots in the zones. But, we're just going to try to attack you, every which way we can, vertically and horizontally.
When you go ahead and you want to recruit for your offense, what are you looking for in players? So the players are listening to you right now. What are you looking for when you're, let's say, skill first, because receivers, running backs? What are you looking for in young men?
Yeah, the first thing is always going to be character. And I know that everyone's going to say that. Everyone's going to talk about that. But, to me, this old philosophy where, talent wins game, culture wins championships. So, you can be as talented as you want, but if you don't fit into, what we're trying to do and who we're trying to be, then you can't play here. Now, when I say that, on the outside, every position for us is kind of broken down. We got a little bit of a checklist of saying, hey, these are the three things that, you need to be able to do to play this position for us. And then even at the receiver position, each position they can play X, F, Y, Z, whatever it may be. There's another skill breakdown within that. Running backs, what is our starter at? And then do we have complementary things behind him? Tight ends, fullbacks, hey, Do we have a go-to guy, and do we have a gadget guy back there that can do some different things? In quarterback, it's one of those things. Don't care if they drop back, if they can run. That's not really the big deal to me. It's just, are you a great decision maker? Are you accurate? I can figure out, with the rest, with the staff and the quarterback, what we can do with you. But at the end of the day, with even in the pass game, no matter what we do, it's the quarterback can't handle it. We can't do it.
Last question for you offensively. Are you a guy like, I am going to go ahead and try to recruit to my scheme, but these are the players I have, these are the talents I have, and I'm going to go with the best of what they have, use their assets, their strengths, or how are you working that in your second year? Because you still have to get this team to be who you want it to be.
Yeah, for us, and I was fortunate. Pat Kirkland's one of the best recruiters I've ever met. And he's a masterful recruiter, great recruiter. He can sell ice to an Eskimo. Did a wonderful job there. So I was able to learn from him a lot of things. And the biggest thing I can say is, are we looking for schematical fits? 100%. You have to, but for us, we're also looking for innate physical skills and certain talent. Because at the end of the day, our job as a coach is to teach. And there's certain things I can't teach. Like I can't teach a kid to run a 4.3. I can't teach a kid to be 6'5". I can teach you to run a square in. I can probably teach you to catch a ball. But so it's really that balance is having those, because you can't have too many of those guys, I guess, at one time that are all projects, because you can't work on all these projects simultaneously. So you've got to have some polish along with taking some chances on some kids.
Yeah, that's for sure. So let's flip over to defense now. And what type of defense are you running as your defensive coordinator that you have? And how do you like your kids to play?
Oh, we're multiple. We're jumping from 4 down to 3 down. And, it's no secrets now. Early on, we had this interview 6 weeks ago. I told you we're bare front, and we just blitz everybody. But no, it's multiple. We're jumping, back and forth between 2. Kind of mixing a little bit of 4 down with some of the odd front stuff. And it kind of like you mentioned earlier. Because we can run the ball offensively. Practices are tough. I mean, they get physical. So if the defense, that they don't want to be physical that day, that offense is going to try to pound the ball down their face. So, I like to be physical. That's, to me, that's what defense is. It's physical, it's aggression, it's nastiness, it's being mean. I don't like, it's crazy to sound all that cute, soft stuff. Being an offensive guy that wants to motion shift and tempo and do all that stuff. Defensive, I want to be hard-nosed. I think that's the way, like you were talking about earlier, you can take the will from people when you start striking people. And this is one of the only avenues or places in the world, probably minus like UFC, where you can hit a dude as hard as you want and nothing bad's going to happen to you. They're just going to allow it to happen.
Yeah, when I sit there, I look at the defense, and I'm thinking to myself, if you have an offense that can run the ball, it means that you have a defense usually that can at least be competitive in stopping the run. And because they go, it's kind of like iron sharpens iron. And I think it's that mentality. And I think that college football, especially in a Division I level, I'm not so sure about Division II, but Division I think they've gone away from tackling in practice. And I think you can see the results of that on the field. What is your philosophy on that? Because, as we said, iron sharpens iron. You have to tackle to be good at tackling.
Yeah, and for us, we're going to work tackle circuit, almost every other day, because it is a lost art. Like you're saying, there's a lot of people just throwing bodies. And that thing, and really the open field tackling, it's a lost art in the game of football. To me, it's between that and open field blocking, it's probably the 2 hardest things you can do in this game. So if you're not practicing it, then we're not going to get better. So, we're not going to do a bunch of, at this point in the year, a bunch of just live full cut tackle, getting on the ground. But, we're going to drop our hips, we're going to fudge you up, we're going to wrap you up, and then we're going to practice full tackle almost every other day, just because I believe at the end of the day, you can be wherever you want, you can be in the right place, but if you can't make the play or make the tackle, it's all for naught.
Let me ask you, I kind of alluded to this earlier, but now that you're the head coach and you're not just offensive coordinator or just an offensive position coach, and you've been about 7 or 8 years into this now at UC, well, what are you learning, man? What stands out to you at each and every day as you go and you head into practice or you head into the games? Is there anything that's standing out to you in this journey you've been on as a head coach?
Yeah, the biggest thing I can say is, when you're a position coach or a coordinator, I would just my life would just live in the X's and O's in the film room. I'm only watching, opposing, defenses, just watching so much defensive football, and that's it. You transition to head coach, the X's and O's are probably the easiest thing now I got to deal with, just between all the other yucky stuff. But now I'm watching full games. I'm sitting there watching offense, defense, special teams. Fortunately for me, I've got a great offensive coordinator in Luke Barker. I got a great defensive coordinator in Jalen Hairston, that have done a masterful job this year. And it's just my job to help them out however I can. I'll go, drop in tidbits. With Coach Barker, offensive coordinator, I'll drop in tidbits, with our defensive coordinator, just what I feel like, we might be able to do. But at the end of the day, I'm going to trust them, full-heartedly. If they don't like what I put up there, I'm going to trust them, because that's what their job is, and that's the world they're living in. And the fun one is because I haven't lived in the world of special teams my whole career. It's really had a chance to learn a lot of special teams over these last 2 years, and getting better at that. And I've got a wonderful coaching staff that does a tremendous job handling that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's take a look at the standings here. And you're 5-0, and I'm looking at West Virginia State is 4-1, Fairmont 4-1, Frostburg 3-1. At Notre Dame, and so I'm looking at this league you're talking about. What do you see now for the rest of the season for you, and who do you have to really? I mean, you're gonna have to worry about every team, so I'm not gonna put you in that position. All right, so what do you have to look forward to the rest of the season, and how do you gonna get there?
Yeah, unfortunately for us, our schedule worked out. It worked out beautifully for us. We played 5 weeks. Get a bye week, we got 5 more opportunities. So it really worked out just right in the middle of the year. But, you look at it's the same as last year. You had Notre Dame at 1, I believe you had Concord at 2, and then 3 was Frostburg. Then you had about 4 teams just lumped in together at that 4th spot. And you're just showing the parity of how competitive this league is. We've got just like everybody else, we've got a nice, we've got a tough schedule to finish, just like the rest of the league. We've got Notre Dame next week. Then we've got a good Fairmont team. Then we got Frostburg. Then we've got West Liberty. Then we finished with State. So you're looking at it. You've got Fairmont State's 2-1 in the league. Frostburg's 2-1. Notre Dame's 2-2. West Virginia State's undefeated in the league. And then we've got West Liberty, just they're 1-3 in the league. Still a good team. Coach Wiley does an incredible job up there. So a lot is going to be figured out over these next 3, 4, 5 weeks about where everybody's going to shake out. We've been fortunate that, we've been able to go on the road, beat some of those tougher conference teams and, handle our business at home. So biggest thing for us is just not being complacent and not thinking that we've arrived now because we're going into a bye week 5-0. The work is only begun. And the challenge for our team is, we've been good over these first 5 weeks, but we got to take that next step, just to really be great, it's continually building on what we've done. We'll not take anybody for granted, prepare for every team like we do and just keep the keep the train rolling in the right direction.
And I'm going to build on that last question because obviously being that you're 5-0 halfway through this season, playoffs are a big deal. And for you to get into the playoffs, how important would that be for your program?
It's huge. We haven't talked too much playoffs yet, just because I want to handle. We handle 1 week at a time. I tell my boys we got to go 1-0 5 more times. And it's big, winning, we've never won a conference championship at this university. We've not shared one. We've not won one outright. We played in the conference championship back in the spring season, which we lost to Notre Dame up in South Euclid. So we've never won one outright. And that's, our number one goal right now. Like I said, is go 1-0 each week, finish the season outright, try to bring a conference championship home and then let the dust, kind of settle from there with the playoffs. I think, this region is a very good region. You've had a lot of great teams here that have done a lot of things. So, we're just hoping that we're going to be one of those teams that's going to have a chance to represent the Mountain East come November.
How many games do you think you need to win to get into the playoffs, usually, on average? You got to go, on a 10-game schedule, you probably got to win 9-10. I saw a good Cal team. I believe it was Cal, or maybe it was Finley. I want to say a couple of years ago, they went 9-1 and didn't get in. 9-1. Ow. Ouch.
Yeah. So it's tough. I mean, you're only taking 7 teams from each region. So you got 28 teams over, I believe it was 160 Division II teams that play football, and 28 get to get in. So you are on the, an elite of an elite class. And that's what we're striving to be, is just to get to that point where, we're playing, those games on Thanksgiving. I'm tired of going home for Thanksgiving. I'd like to be playing some football this year.
Tired of going home on Thanksgiving. You know what? I've never been tired of going home on Thanksgiving because I love to eat, my friend. But, okay, so a couple more questions, and I'll let you go. I know you're busy. All right, so transfer portal. And everybody talks about it in the Division I, but a ton of Division II is affected by transfer portal, and you guys are getting athletes that are dropping down for whatever reason, whatever it is, but you're getting a lot of talented athletes.
Yeah, and I would say, and as crazy as this sounds, the transfer portal was a little easier to navigate before it got open like this because, if you were a kid at back in the day, let's say like James Madison University, you could only transfer down. Like if you wanted to leave and you didn't want to lose it, you had to go to a Division II institution when they were 1AA. Now those kids, if they want to transfer, they can go up, they can go east, they can go west, they can go down, they can go any which way they want. So that's what's really changed this whole transfer portal game. And you're going to start to see within this portal thing, like, your Division I schools are always going to be, they're going to be good because there's money involved now in this NIL money. They can make the moves they need to make. But Division II, I think from year to year, it's going to be whoever can keep the roster the most intact. Just because you've got guys getting poached from lower level schools to go up. It's like I was talking to, Pat, last year, he's like, yeah, we had a phenomenal defensive end down here at Jacksonville State, but now, he's going to go play at Georgia Tech. So you're going from Division I to Division I, just a bigger Division I that has more stuff. So it's really, to me, is who can keep their roster intact and keep what they've developed, from year to year, along adding some of those guys transferring down. But you're not having, you're not getting those kids anymore that they have to go Division II in terms of just being able to play right now. They can go any which way they want because they got, one open for retransfer any which way they want to go.
Yeah, very, very interesting. And that's good. Okay, so, all right, here we go. We got head coach Quinn Sanders, University of Charleston. If I'm a recruit and you're trying to recruit me, go ahead and recruit me to your team and tell me who your team is and why you think I should come and play for you.
Well, University of Charleston, we're tough and nasty. We love, the biggest thing for us is, you're going to get, a great education. You're going to play great football. Our job is to compete for championships. That's what we want to do. But we want to make sure, when you finish here, you're also going to be set up. If you don't have a chance to, play at the next level, you're going to go get that great career that, you've been striving for. And I think everybody in the nation, is going to say that, hey, players are first and foremost to them. But for in this program, the most important thing that we have of our players and all of our coaches understand that we treat it in that manner. And like I tell any recruit, you can pick out any kid on my roster. I'll give you their number. You can call them. You can ask them about how we treat them, how they feel about the university and how they feel about, my coaching staff and our program. And I think every one of them tell you the same thing, that, we're about them. We believe in them. And, we want nothing but, their success and them to, really reach their full potential, not only as a football player, but also as a man.
Well, very good. And let me just throw this out here. Who's this guy right here that I did? Oh, I screwed that up. Oh, all right, here we go. Who's this guy coming up?
Right? So that's when I used to be cool. Back in the day when we were all in college. No, and here's the thing about that is it's funny now because those players, some of the players on my team, they'll find that picture now, they'll use it. And it's just, one of those things back in the day, I had long hair. I was like, I got to get a real job someday. My teammates had dreads. I said, get dressed. I said, let's do it. And if the players asked me all the time, they said, hey, when are you going to get the dreads back? I said, you win a national championship, I'll bring the dreads back. So we got a little deal. So they bring me the national championship. Hopefully next time I'll have long dreads. So.
You know what? I'm going to make sure I follow up on that if you do that, and I'll hold you to that accountable. All right. Quinn Sanders, University of Charleston, head football coach. You're 5-0. So far, you've actually smashed your opponents, and I wish you the best of everything. And my son played there at UC, so I'm always a UC fan. And Pat Kirkland's a good buddy, so I wish you the best, man. Take charge. Good luck, and hey, go make those playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, man. God bless you. Take care now. Oh, yeah. Boy, I tell you, what a fine young coach. I mean, that's at University of Charleston, you got somebody that's really, really sharp there. And I just want you to know is that I can see why he's 5-0, taking over a young guy, but boy, he is definitely going ahead and making it work. How about this? How about we go ahead and listen to Abby Pearson, WVU Gymnastics, for Parmar Stores. Get that out of the way here. But again, Parmar Stores, supporting name, image, likeness for WVU students and Marshall students and across the 5 states. Are always involved in everything. Great charity work. Parmar Stores, Abby Pearson.
Hi, I'm Abby Pearson from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We have that gold and blue pride at your local Parmar store. We are coming to your neighborhood soon. West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Maryland, we have you covered. Download the Parmar app and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Food, gas, groceries, and more, we are gold and blue proud, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
All right, and thank you very much. And Frank Fair coming out there, great interview. Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's sharp, man. There's no doubt about it. Quinn Sanders, University of Charleston, 5-0, sharp. And if you look at the scores, you're beating them by 3-4 touchdowns. And the only one that I saw was Gannon University. They beat by 11. And they went down there and beat, I think, UNC Pembroke, a fine Division II school down there in North Carolina, and beat them by like 12 points. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal, and he's making waves. You know, we got a lot of friends in the Mountain East Conference. It's not just their University of Charleston, but, John Pennington down there at West Virginia State. You know, I could think of Julian Miller over there at West Liberty. Quincy Wilson at Fairmont State. So there's a lot of West Virginians that are real tight with that I want to see have a lot of success. So that was really nice. But Quinn Sanders, yeah, that's a classy act. And University of Charleston, you got one there that is pretty special. How about this, huh? How about a little bit of Neal Brown's press conference yesterday? And we'll go back and we'll talk a little bit. First, he's going to talk about what he saw yesterday, or the players, and then let's do it, and I'll give you my interpretation of it, and a lot of good. Let's just say this. Now, how about this? Let me play it, and then we'll see what I have to say afterwards.
Trey had successful surgery yesterday. He's going to miss the year, obviously, but he's expected to make a full recovery. And I want to.
All right, so I wanted to get that in there real quick, is that he's had a very successful surgery. Trey Lathan, the Will linebacker, redshirt freshman. I think he started on the team of tackles at the time. It's just really, really sharp. Now, we have another guy, Ben Cutter, and you have Trotter that was hurt in the spring. So the position, the linebacker position, looks really, really good, even though Lee Koba is in his last year. It's looking really good to have some really young, strong guys, competitors. So I just want to get that in there, Trey Lathan. Wish you the best. I mean, I'm praying for you since you got hurt, man, and know that you're going to be just fine and bounce back. And Neal also talked about TCU staff and doctors, and thought that they did a great job in the operation and taking care of Trey Lathan. So that is pretty cool to hear.
Really good road win for us versus a quality TCU team, and I think that'll show as they progress through the year. Really proud of our staff and players. We were able to win despite not playing really well. We didn't play. Played at a high level in special teams, which I'll talk about here in a second. Defensively, did some good things in the second half. Offensively, played better in the second half. But overall, we're capable of playing much, much better than what we played on Saturday.
Yep, I have to agree. And I thought that the team was very opportunistic and took care of it. Now, when you're opportunistic, it means you're doing the right thing. Even when you're not playing your best and you find a way to win against a solid team like TCU. Not sure where they're going to fall. They're certainly not going to be going ahead. And in my opinion, they're not going to be winning the Big 12 this year. But I will say, I do think they got a lot of talent there. And the Mountaineers bowed up. They bowed up. And they were opportunistic, and they made it work. Again, winning ugly still builds confidence in the players and the coaches, and allowing them to go out and play, and physicality. And the things that I see with Neal Brown thus far has really, really, he's moved the way he has been coaching the last 4 years. I think I know him well enough and seen him and what he's doing, that he's doing something different this year for sure.
We have 4 objectives, and I think you've heard me talk about it. Discipline, strain, tough, and smart. That's how we want to be described. And I think two of them, we're setting a really high standard, and we play extremely hard, and we're a tough team, mentally and physically. We're able to overcome adversity. We've proven that in multiple games. We started slow, and we've been able to overcome that and kind of during this winning streak. And
well, I'd say I like that. I like it a lot, and he gives you the four things, discipline, you got to strain, physicality. Listen, man, I got to tell you something. We've talked about this all summer. We said that this is going to be, when I started the show, I've been saying it over and over again. This is where they need to be if they want to win. This is what they need to do. And to be honest with you, I'm sorry, but I kind of called it out and said, hey, this is where you got to be if you want to do this. And to their credit, they've been very open. Neal Brown has been very open. We talked a little bit about this yesterday with the panel. And, what I've said is that you have to get back to old Mountaineer style football. This is old Mountaineer style football. Not as pretty as some of it in the past, but it's old, meaning that you're tough, you're physical, you're disciplined. All right, you're straining, and getting it done. Focus. That is Mountaineer football. That's blue collar, man. That's the grind. That's getting it done and doing it the Mountaineer way and being opportunistic. Again, if this is your year, and I said this on Saturday, the last 4 years, all that bad stuff that was going on, things just didn't go well. Things went against it. All right. Well, this year, it takes a turn. I'll never forget, 87, man, the ball bounced the other way and went to the other team. A lot of times in some turnovers, where in 88, the ball always bounced to us in the regular season. Always bounced to us. And it's what happened. Opportunistic. And the Mountaineers are being that right now.
Cap, start with special teams. I really feel like we won the game because of special teams. I think the positives, obviously, we had 2 blocked field goals. And that's a unit. Our field goal block unit has really done well all year. And y'all have heard me say this a couple of weeks in a row is, man, we're really close to blocking one. Well, we went and got 2.
Well, special teams, I've been saying it myself the last couple of weeks, that not only just the blocking those 2 field goals, although they were huge, obviously, but again, you're going to see a kickoff team that's covering. You're going to see a punt team that's covering. Most importantly, I think, is that you've seen a punt return team with Preston Fox. It's not just Preston Fox, because there's 10 other guys that are blocking for him, but this is the best punt return I've seen before Dana. It's just Bill Stewart. So we'll go back to it. It's just Bill Stewart. That's the best punt team return that I have seen. And maybe I can't even remember what Bill Stewart. I sure as heck know it wasn't Dana Ogerson. All right, here we go.
Trotter, who was, in the spring, he was going to compete to be a starter. He would definitely played a bunch of snaps. So we lose him in the spring, and now Trey. And so 2 significant injuries at that position. And so Ben Cutter, he's a guy that's going to need to step up for sure. Jai Favris, Caden Beiser, those are going to be the guys. And so we won't meet until tomorrow from a staff perspective. But when I talked to Jordan and we talked to Jeff, those are the guys. And Cutter did some good things in the game now. He really had, especially on kickoff, and he played a good number of snaps on defense. And y'all haven't asked about him, but he's played a good number of snaps the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, actually I have seen him and said I went ahead and tweeted it out because he's extremely sharp and he's really intelligent and he's physical, he's fast. He was in on that play. Unfortunately, that Shelf, the Texas Tech quarterback, broke his ankle. He was in on that. And that's not I'm saying him, but he was there making those tackles and running big men down. And he's a freshman. And when you're a freshman and you can make plays like that, wow, man. I showed you a film on yesterday, and he's really going to be something. Now, don't get me wrong. Trey Layton, you need these guys. You need more than one. And that's the problem there was 7 games left in the regular season. You need more than one. So we're going to have to find out. You said Caden Beiser, Fivers. Fivers. I mean, he's from the Netherlands there. I haven't seen him ever play except maybe on special teams. these two guys are going to have to step up. And that's the problem when I talked about attrition. And attrition comes out and it hurts, and especially when you don't have that depth. And it's Big 12 time, and you're going to be going every week in and out against Power 5 teams and really good football players are strong and fast and quick. And so men get hurt with that. And that's what you got to fight through. And you got to fight through that attrition and the lack maybe of depth. So Trotter down and Trey Latham down. That hurts. But Ben Cutter is going to definitely have to step up. And I think and I believe he will.
Defensively. So he's ready to do it. He's a true freshman, but he'll be ready. He's physical, he's smart, he'll be ready.
And safety.
So safety.
All right. I cut that off a little bit early, but I'm going to tell you this, is that for the safety, Aubrey Burks, he said that he was going to go ahead and see how Aubrey's doing. Obviously, it's a traumatic event that happened to him, being carted off. Everything looks good, really good right now. But, that is a mental thing. That's something that's going to stick in here for a bit, and hopefully Aubrey's going to be able to handle it very well. And I'm not saying he won't. I'm saying I'm hoping that he can handle it well. But Neal is right when he says that is something that's going to be traumatic for a while and be in the head. But a lot of guys can overcome that. Some might take a little bit longer, but he will be all right.
But he moved around a lot better than I anticipated in the game. And that's kind of why we played a little bit different in the second half. I didn't call a very good game in the first half. I really didn't know. I didn't really know what to expect of him being able to move around. We called the game differently in the second half because I could tell that he could run, and I thought that helped us. He came out of it. I talked to him on the phone yesterday. I didn't see him. He said he felt good, and so we'll see. He needs some time too. So this week will be good for him. But I anticipated him being 100% when we play a week from Thursday.
Okay, so good news about Garrett Green that, looks like he's okay. He says it didn't hurt him, the ankle. I'm going to say is he looked a little bit like it could hurt at times. I imagine they probably, had to give him a shot or something to go ahead and hopefully numb that. Well, let's go. By the time Houston comes around in 2 weeks, and hopefully Nico is back on track so that you have your two guys ready to go. And you never know. I mean, it's already proven how much you're going to need both quarterbacks this season. So let's get them both back and ready to roll.
Hubbard and Malone both came in and played well. And so we had some depth, so you're able to go a little harder. Sometimes when you don't have depth on O-line or D-line, you can't practice as hard as you want to.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, he's right. Sometimes if you don't have the depth, you can't practice hard because you're trying to get that one-on-one, that good-on-good, and that hurts. Again, that's part of the game of attrition that I talk about so much. And that's why depth is always so huge in going down the stretch, the grind, the hump of the season, man. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what it gets tough. And so, again, you have Nick Malone and you got Hubbard. I like them both. Nick Malone, Morgantown local boy, Morgantown High School, played football with my son in Morgantown, and I think the world of him. Hey, Nick, you might want to lose the mustache. I don't know. Just kidding. But you're a character, man, and I wish you the best because you're doing so well. Really proud of you. And, of course, Hubbard there, Jaquay, I tell you, he's a young man that's impressive, and he's had to do a lot of things to get himself in a position to play, and I have great respect for him. And he's just going to keep going and keep getting better. Here we go.
But the four principles, too, that seems like fundamental football, but does this roster just take to that better because of experience?
Well, I think that it's a more self-aware group. And I think that when you have some success, you create more buy-in too, and we've kind of been upfront with them about who we have to be to be successful since the first day of spring practice. And those 4 principles, those guys can repeat to them, because I tell them, I show a slide that has those things on them every single day. Every day I'm in front of them, I show them the same slide. And it's and what it comes down to is discipline is a team that doesn't beat themselves with penalties, turnovers, etc. Strain is just how you play. The toughness, the physical toughness is there's some fundamental aspects of that, hand leverage, pad leverage, playing, but overcoming adversity. And that's something we really worked on in the winter and the summer was some how to overcome adversity. That's mental toughness. And I think that's something that you have to practice. You just don't become a mentally tough team. Like, you have to work that. And that's really off season wise. And that's through strength conditioning as much as anything.
Yeah, see, now I have to disagree with that, because it is strength and conditioning. You're right. He's right about that. I shouldn't say disagree. But to add it on, it's the practice. It's the physical practices that you go. You don't become a tough running team, mentally, physically hard, being able to run even when the numbers aren't in your way, if you're not hard and calloused and ready to fight hard, mentally tough. All right. So again, I'm saying yes, Neal Brown, you are correct that it's through Mike Joseph and his strength and conditioning staff, but it's also how you go ahead and your attitude. And so far, again, he has talked openly about a more physical attitude, about a straining attitude, about a more disciplined attitude, right? About a more physical attitude. All those together are paying off this year, to be quite honest. They are paying off. They had 2 penalties. I don't even think there was a holding penalty against the offensive line. Now, I don't know what you call it. I mean, he said the same thing about Penn State, so I don't know. But regardless, is opportunistic. You take advantage of what you have. That's all part of the game of football and how you go ahead and continue to win. But again, those 4, they call that when he shows a slide every day and he's showing that this is our 4 things. He says, well, that's just brainwashing. I'm okay with it, man. I think Don Neal brainwashed us a few times, probably maybe every time. But that's okay, because we believed in it. And if you believe in it and you believe in each other, man, then you're really cooking with the nucleus of something that's really here, good, right here, really good. You talk about the receivers last week, Cortez Bram and Jeremiah Aaron leaving. Well, maybe that was a good thing, huh? Whatever you got left, that's who you're going to go with. So maybe if there being a problem in the locker room, they're not getting the reps they want. I have no idea what the wide receiver room is right now. I know it's got to get moving. I know that wide receiver room has to get moving. But here's someone that you could talk about that is moving in the receiving game.
Already has 2 through 5 games, and Traylon seems to be getting better and better with more reps. Can you speak on their development, and how has Coach Stewart helped them get to where they needed to be over the last few months? Yeah,
Blaine's doing a good job for sure. Cole didn't practice all last week. He got banged up in that Texas Tech game, and so I think he's got to be either our 1 or 2 receiving threat. And so we weren't sure how much he was going to play because he didn't practice. He ended up having a huge catch there. I'd like for him to score on that second down completion, but he had a huge third down conversion. I can do with all that ball spinning, all that garbage. We'll get that fixed. But he had that was a great catch. And he's going to continue to get a bunch of targets. Traylon kind of does the dirty work. We tried to throw him the ball 4 or 5 times. He got tackled out in the flats one time on that third and about 1.5 yards that we could have extended, not giving him the ball with so much time.
Yeah. That's what I have to say. Again, what am I saying right now? All right, with Cole Taylor, I said it. I was tweeting out there in the first half, like, where is he, man? Why are you not throwing to Cole Taylor, right? And they're saying, well, we weren't sure that he was out. Well, he played a lot of plays. If he's good enough to be out on that field, then I think he's good enough to throw at. Because if he's not good enough to throw at, then why is he even on the field? Why even put him out there? So I got to call that one a little bit and just say, I've said it. If I was head coach, I'd be doing 10 targets to him. Until the receivers start picking it up, Cole Taylor's been your best receiver so far of catching the ball and moving the ball. All right? You can say what you want about Hudson. He's doing a good job, but Cole Taylor is the one who's scoring the touchdowns. He's the one that's really helping out in critical situations, although Hudson Clement really made a couple critical catches TCU. Yes, I understand. All right. And I'm not taking that away from that young man because I have a lot of admiration for him too at such an early age and where he's come from and what he's doing. So, yes, I pretty much have a ton of admiration. But Cole Taylor, I'm telling you, he's a first read. It helps the quarterback. He's a first read. Did you see that catch he made? He made it behind him. Well, I think we're going to show it because he's got those darn long arms. And he reached back, and it was a third down. It was a critical down situation, and he's come through in critical down situations. What he said about spinning the ball, yeah, you better get that fixed. But anyways, he's apparently feeling his own thing going on. He's feeling his own oats, and can't blame him there at all. I did want to play this one here from Garrett Green. I played one yesterday, and let's go ahead and see if I can't get him up here in the first one.
I think.
Yeah, we played that yesterday.
Hey, I don't have any issues with the ankle at all today, so it feels 100%.
All right, 100% ankle. That's impressive. I have to say this. That's what I wanted to get at and talk about because, to be quite honest with you, I got a lot of respect for Garrett Green's toughness, and I'm going to just say that because an ankle is true. It's not 100%. It's not 100%, but he played on it, and he didn't let it affect him to the point where he couldn't be victorious. And that says a lot about a young man and his character. I will not go away from what I believe. I believe if you put him in the slot, he'd produce, and he would be an NFL caliber type receiver in the slot. I really do. But I also say that you can't go ahead and just do that, play quarterback all your time in college, and go ahead and be able to succeed in the NFL without having any preparation in the slot at all. But I think he would be so productive, so amazing. But that's just my opinion, and he's quarterbacking. So now you have 2 games, 5 games, so they're 4-1. So you have it where Nico came in and won the Pitt game. Nico came in and won the Texas game, or started the Texas Tech game. Garrett won the TCU game. And we'll say, Garrett and Nico contributed for Duquesne. Forget the Duquesne game, whatever. All right, Penn State. So, again, I think what they're doing things that I like with Garrett a lot. And with Nico, they're moving the pocket more. You saw that first play that was off, and it was actually to Preston Fox, I believe. He threw the ball. But I like that. Move that pocket, man, as long as you're okay. And I understand what Neal said, and I'll give you some slack, man, because if you weren't sure how Garrett Green was going to be in the first half, because, you had to change your game plan, and Nico got hurt midway through the week, and Wednesday he was getting all the reps. That's a tough situation. So kudos to that offensive staff and then the players for going ahead and getting it together enough to be victorious and to be opportunistic. And again, that is not a negative. Opportunistic is huge. And you know what? They say you'd rather be lucky than good. Luck, I'm not going to get into that, but you'd rather have good things happen to you. All right. And smiling down on you. Just like I said, 87, the ball seemed to bounce all the time to the opposite team when it hit the ground. 88, that ball bounced right into our hands. In fact, I think it bounced in my hands one time for that. So I do get that. And let's go ahead and open this up here on the offense, and let's just zoom through this and get to it. Get to it, man. And right off the bat, let's check it out. All right, so here you go. CJ, right there. You got Cole Taylor in there. So Cole Taylor, this is 10-16 first. They didn't target him to the second half. I don't know. I'd be targeting him right away. I'm gonna stick by my guns. I'm gonna stick by my guns, and I'm gonna target right away. And go ahead. And CJ, now I heard that Neal Brown I got a call from Alan Johnson after show yesterday. Coach Johnson, he said that CJ may have been affected because he's such good friends with Aubrey Burks and with Trey Lathan, that maybe, it just affected his body talk. And that's very interesting. And I understand that. And CJ, listen, man, you're 240 pounds, dude. No one's going to stop you. Get in your head. Don't tap dance. Don't hit the hole. If you gotta tap a little bit to figure out and delay whatever you're supposed to do, that's fine. But then hit that hole and go with the speed and velocity that you can do. You can do better. You can do better. North and south. I like you more north and south than east and west at 240 pounds. That's not a knock on you, but it is a thing of physicality. Right here, I love this here. You're going to see, of course, Garrett Green, Gigi, right? This defensive end is going to come in. He sucks down. What a pull. You got to love the pull. It's 2nd and 8. All right, going through. Is his ankle okay? Yeah, it looks like his ankle's okay. All right, looking good. So that's good for Thursday. Again, watch here. Watch the tackle's got to go up for the number 2 there, defender, and his number 2 number, because obviously there you see the receiver over here at 1, and this is 2. And you see the tackle come up. That's big Doug Nestor. There you go, Doug. Tack, suck them all in there. Oh, that's a good-looking play. Good-looking play there, Neal Brown. And you can see here the close-up, and that's sharp. And I'm going with the ankle, man. He's looking, he's playing it. A lot of respect there, Garrett Green. You're a tough son of a gun, man. Tough son of a gun. I understand what that's like. That's a painful thing. And, he says it didn't hurt. I don't actually believe everything he's saying, but I'll go with him. Okay, check this out now. There you go. Get up. There you go. North and south. There you go. Yeah, man. I don't even care if you jump up in the air. That's cool. North and south. Nice hole. Explode through that hole, man. And I love seeing that. That's what I want to see. Why get away from the running game when your running game is your strength? There's no need to. There you go. Watched it again. All right. Wouldn't even mind you putting your shoulder down and just running right through it, but not bad here. Okay, so now you're going to get this goal. This is called I call this the T formation goal line. I love the fact that Garrett Green's under the center. And let's take a look here. Now, look here you got the tight end, you got a fullback, and then, of course, you got the running back. I think you got to know which way it's going here, the play. I would love to actually see another running back where the tight end is that's willing to block, or someone. But the thing is that like Penn State did that, and they had equal their 2 running backs and a big blocker in the middle, and you saw with the fullback there. All right, I would like to see that in there, because right here is now they're not sure. They know it's got to go one way because you got to give the ball to CJ, right? In this formation, you're not going to give the ball probably to Traylon Davis. And go there. I like to be able to go 2 ways. Check with me, package. Check with me. Not bad. Let's keep it moving. There you go. This is good stuff. Oh, got to show why I like this. Is what I'm talking about. See again. Watch the fullback. Watch the meatheads running up there. That's smash mouth football. I call them meatheads because that's what they are, and I love them to death. I love them, love them, love them. Okay, now you're going to see here Shaheem White trying to reach on the outside. Now listen. He had a great one. He had a 25-yard run, I believe, on that, and one of them. And this one, he got caught right here. I think he needs to play more. I don't know where Jalen Anderson is. I wish somebody would ask Neal Brown these questions and find out what's happened. Jalen Anderson had really good 2 first games that I can recall, and I don't know where he's been. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know what's going on, but something's happening here. Again, you're going to see Garrett keep it here. Not so sure about this one. Let's take a look here in slow motion. You got right here is you're going to get this. He's going to fake the pitch, and you got the 2 linemen pulling right here. And okay, now you know what? That's just a call. That's nothing decision. That's the way the call is. All right, got screwed up. Got to block better there at the point of attack. Block better at the point of attack. There you go. This is another time when he made the right decision, Garrett Green. And what does he do? That's a pull that ball, baby. Pull it. There you go. Very good. Very good. Touchdown. Again, you got to dig this, man. Got to dig this. I admire it. All that is a split zone read. That's all it is. Split zone read. And he goes and he pulls it. You know what? I think, if you take Nico in there and Garrett, either one, those guys can run. All right, now we can do this again. This time, see, again, this is what I'm telling you is that now you don't have check with me. So, again, who are you going to go to? Last time we went to CJ right here, and you see Brandon Yates at left guard because he had to move over from right guard because of injuries. You see Jaquay Hubbard in there, my man Hubbard. And watch, so they knew what was coming, so Brandon gets blown up. You got to get low, Brandon Yates. You got to get low. And I'm only saying that because I know you can, and you've had a very good season. A very good season so far. Let's keep it going. But fourth down and go on there. And you got to go Rudaboggan. You got to Rudabog him out. You got to get lower, man. Lower than your opponent. Right there, he's getting pushed back. Not good enough. Right there is not good enough. All right? And that's why you have it. But again, when you have Traylon Davis there and you have the fullback, give me another running back in that T so you can go either way. It's a check with me. Go either way. See what? Right here saying, all right, I understand you want to go left. They knew it was coming because C.J. Downs instead of right. But what happens if you had a running back here on the left side and you had C.J. leading? C.J.'s big enough to go block up there, right? There you go. So you can go either way, right or left. But they knew they were coming here. All right, they blow it up. Didn't happen. All right, not every play can be successful, but you can see what I'm saying and where I'm going with this. Okay, is you could do things to enhance that play. Left or right. Right? Okay. Here we go. Rodney Gallagher. So I should put this in here because you know what? I wanted to see how young Buck here, I tell you, he's running. And he did. I think he got like 27 reps in offense. Obviously, with Cortez Bram and Jeremiah Aaron out, he's going to be called upon. So let's see what a young freshman Rodney Gallagher can do. He's shown that he can play. Let's just get him better. Let's just get him better, and let's get him rolling and up to speed. What do we got here? Okay, we got throwing out. Now, this is the first play to Preston Fox. Yeah, 14:57. I like this. Okay, roll him out, right? Roll him out, man. He can do that. He's good to go. There's no word. There you go. Let Garrett see that, man. And obviously, you can't do that all the time, but it's a mix and match. It's keeping the defense guessing, and that's what I like. And when you go from underneath the center and from the gun, and then you go in the pistol where the running back's behind the quarterback, it's so good, man. It's so good. This keeps the defense guessing, and you don't get stuck and pigeonholed like you did on that goal line play because they knew that was coming again with CJ right there leading, unless they think you're going to give it to Traylon Davis, which I don't think so. Okay. Now we got another pass right here. Now we're in the passing section, and this is good. Oh, yes. You know what? How many times we see it? We saw it against Oklahoma State. I have no idea. They must have been in man coverage down there. And, again, I told you that TCU, even if it's a zone coverage, they treat it like man once they get in there, and they stick like glue. When they stick like glue to the receivers, you don't see the quarterback running down. Stick like glue, right? Okay, there you go. Oh, very good. I love it, love it, love it. Now, look at this. Just so you know, this is a three-man rush. And here I go again in my three-man rush. This is a three-man rush. And look, there's no contain. That's why I don't like a three-man rush. No contain. Right there. Yeah, number 9, you're not going to catch him. Yeah, right. Even with a bad wheel, you're not going to catch Garrett Green. That's easy. No way, man. Not a chance. There you go. He's trying to hide stuff. And I love it. That fires me up again. There you go. Oh, they did actually send a blitzer there. Okay. But again, they didn't have contain. They're not having contain. You got to have contain. I forgot about that. All right. Good stuff, man. And we're cranking out. And what do we got here? Oh, big play. Devin Carter. Oh, hey, Devin, we need more of this, man. We need more, dog. Right there. Big play here. Big play. I'm telling you right now, you need more of this. And catching that ball, there you go. You know how to catch that ball. You've been doing it for quite a long time. Let's keep it going. Good job. Good morning. No, he's 10 of 21. He didn't make 50%. Got to do better here. Got to do better. But you got to love this. Let's give him an opportunity. Preston Fox, another Morgantown kid. You know what? It's nice to see. Nice to see him having success. And they're rushing there. I don't know what they're at, but give them all day long. Good job, offensive line. And like I said, I put him right there in position. And that's really a nice job. That's a 4-man rush by the offensive line. And they're good, even though it was towards the end of the half, and they're playing that silly defense of giving up the yards so you don't give up the touchdown. I don't believe in that either, just so you know. I don't believe in that either. And here you go. Let's keep it going. Oh, do I love doing this, breaking it down. That's a catch. That's a fourth. That's 4th and 5. That's a redshirt freshman just put on scholarship. Yes, he's a Gatorade Player of the Year. That's 4th and 5, TCU. Somebody's got, you know what I'm saying? They got something, man. They're carrying. They're carrying, and they're tough, and they're courageous, and making the play happen. That was not a great throw, but that was a great catch. Oh, and here, look at this. Wait till you see the end zone shot. Oh, man, I'll tell you, Cole Taylor, this is 3rd and 8. It's huge, huge. I will say opportunistic. This is it. This is a good job. Right there. Let's take a look at the end zone shot, man. Cole Taylor, right there, big dog. Right? All right, there he is pointing. All right, there he goes. Look at it. He's the first read. Do you see that? First read. And what does he do? He catches it because he's got arms that are like 6 feet long. Right? Look at those arms. 6 feet long. I'm telling you. Trust me when I say that. And here we go again. Yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. There you go. Right there. Nice, nice. All right, that's Horton, EJ Horton. Now let's get him going. Right? Let's get him going in the wide receiver room. Right? That's what we want to do. We want to see more of that. And how about this? Oh, Clement. He touchdown. All right, yeah, I got it. That's it for that one more time. He touchdown, but that's a great, great job. Great catch. Here's your 3-man rush all day long. Good job, offensive line. There you go. Good job, Garrett Green. Good job, Hudson Clement. There you go. Good job. And that is that for there. All right. That is the highlights. Listen, I showed you the defensive highlights yesterday. I showed you right now the offensive highlights. I showed you some special teams, the blocks yesterday. And, this team, when I say opportunistic, I really want you to understand is I'm saying it's in a positive way. I'm saying that, yeah, this is cool, man, because you got to be opportunistic. If you're not an opportunistic team, then you probably aren't going to win a lot of games. The more opportunistic you are, then you will win many more games than being not. And I say that with everything that I am as a football analyst. I've been doing this all my life. All my life. I grew up. I had 2 brothers, man, that I watched go into the NFL. I've been watching this. I've coached this. I know this. And I can feel this. And this team is doing things that I haven't really seen before. I haven't really seen it. And it's interesting that they can have these. I've seen ugly wins before, but not continually with the same issues. With defensive coordinators going, man, they really, if you just shut down the run, we can really have a great chance of winning. And I see them trying to shut down the run, but they're not doing a good job because this offense can still run the ball. They can still run. And this defense, and I'm saying this, and I'm going back to Neal Brown talking about, man, we're going to be more physical. We are going to tackle and practice. On Tuesdays, we're going to, in camp, and then all the way to this year, we're going to start practicing and tackling. Now, again, attrition is going to start playing a factor here. But thus far, what I'm seeing are a coach and a coaching staff and players all working in unison. And I have to say this right off the bat, to me, this looks like the most cohesive, the most, I would say, not just together, but cohesive and all guys working in the same direction that I see. Again, they just got rid of 2 receivers. Okay, I don't know if they're good kids or bad kids. I have no idea, but they're gone now. They can't be that great because they just left, all right, or they got dismissed or whatever. But there's 2 of them, so that means that 2 of them were talking. 2 of them were talking, all right. And when you get 1 and 2 talking, then you might get 3 or more. You don't know. You could infect that whole room. Maybe that's been the problem. Who knows? Let's see how the receivers come out of it now that those 2 are gone. I'm not accusing those 2 of anything. But I am saying, I wonder, and will the room be better now? Will the room be more productive? That now that those 2 are gone, and so everybody else is bought all in. Listen, they may not be as good talent, like some of them may not be as good talent as the other 2, but that doesn't matter because it's about want. It's about straining. It's the 4 things that Neal Brown talked about. It's about all that. But you know what? You don't always need the best of talent to win. Mountaineers have proven that for a long, long time. What you need are men all going in the same direction, Mountaineers, and getting each other's back and doing what they're supposed to do with discipline. Again, it's everything that's wrapped in there. I don't know how much longer if they don't start producing in the passing game. I don't know. That's the one question that I really have. And I don't know about this attrition on the defense. Defensive line is playing strong. And I have to go. I mean, I think the unsung hero, obviously, is Eddie Vestinarian, because I think he's just a total dog working it, man. And then maybe the song, the one that's being the hero is, I'm seeing Big Mike, man, at the nose. I'm telling you, Lockhart, he is getting it done. I showed you some film yesterday. He's playing hard. He's not just standing up. It's night and day from last year, night and day. And then, you got Sean Martin, who's just, he's a force. He's a force. And he keeps getting better each game. And he doesn't say much, but, man, he does do some things. And obviously blocking that field goal, Mike Lockhart blocking a field goal. And of course, then you got Tommy, the transfer from Kentucky. I can't even say his last name, but it's all right because he's making an impression. How talented is that young man going to be? He's nothing but a youngin'. And you go down the list and you see all these young guys, which are like, wow, this defensive line, 5 sacks against TCU to 0. Goose egg. The goose egg against WVU. That is impressive. And there was 21 attempts, so they did have their opportunities to get a sack in there. Although the line, Gigi, were too strong and elusive. All right, everybody. How we doing? What we got here, man? What do we got? Timothy Green. Hey, folks, if you really want to know about football, this is your show. Wolfman is one of the best. Wait a minute, one of the best. I am the best, Timothy. Let's go now. Let's not mince words right here, right? That's all right, brother. I appreciate everything you're saying, man. And we'll go with that. And let's see, what else you got to say? Timothy just came up. I am proud of the old gold and blue. Is there anybody that wants to jump on? I will give you the link. Anybody wants to jump on right now, and right here, drop in the link. There you go. I just dropped the link. If you want to come on, if you want to talk Mountaineers, if you want to tell us what you're thinking, I think that I'm going to sit here and wait a few minutes for you and see if anybody wants to go on. Any questions by anybody? Any questions? I'm happy to answer. Happy to say what's up. All right, anyone? I'm waiting. And you can see I got the network there ready to roll, just in case. But you know what? I'm telling you, I appreciate all you guys out there, all you guys that are here watching, guys and gals watching day in and day out. I really appreciate this. We're doing a lot of things. We got big things coming for the WolfMan's call, new sponsors, a new website, a whole platform that's going to be so strong so strong for Mountaineer Nation. And it's not going to be the company line. It's not going to be the Itty line. It's going to be the line right down the middle where the truth is, right where the truth lies, and that's the WolfMan's call. Anybody want to jump on? Anyone got a question? Go ahead, text me a question if you want to get a question in there, whatever you want, and I will go ahead and answer. Was that you, Timothy, that called the 24-21 game there? Timothy Green did that, predicted that call. I don't know if I've ever predicted right an actual score. I'm usually pretty good about who's going to win the game, but the actual score is not so sure if I'm a top dog on that. But I'll tell you this, that was a tight game, and coming down to 2 field goals being blocked in the second half. Wow. That's toughness, man. And let's not forget, as Neal Brown pointed out in his press conference, watching your two players on your team, your defensive players, Trey Lathan and Aubrey Burks, go down. And, Trey Lathan, it was serious. The fact of the injury to the leg was very serious, but it wasn't. It was both. I mean, who am I to compare it? Nobody to compare. Aubrey Burks, though, being carted off, strapped down. It's really, really scary. But again, I can't compare the two of them because just both scary, man. And to be able to go out and pull yourself together and not miss a beat like the defense and the offense did, because it's all one the same. Like I told you, CJ was Donaldson was roommates. I believe with Trey Lathan and Aubrey Burks. One of them. I'm not sure exactly the story, so if I screw it up, I apologize. But I know that, that does affect these young men. And it would affect me. I can't ever recall anyone on the field ever being carted off with their neck, being a spinal issue, anything like that. I can remember Mike Compton being carted off with a compound fracture like Trey Lathan did, and then I had to move from guard to center, which I never played center in my life, against Boston College. Yeah, thanks, Mike Compton, for that. And then I stayed there the rest of the time. All right, Timothy Green. Yeah, he said he got lucky. Yeah, you must have. Very good. Okay, nobody's coming on here, folks. All I could do is go ahead and throw this on up here then. Let's do it. Let's do it here. Okay, Brickside Bar and Grill. Rob Davis, man. Brother Rob. Brickside Bar and Grill, 8 local. Appreciate you guys. Mountaineer Tap House, they got a happy hour going on right now. I know they got an event there with Dave Allen. And so Mountaineer Tap House, what's up? Hey, what's up, Mel? Right there in Morgantown. Yeah, there you go. Route 22 Sports Bar, Weirton, West Virginia. Yeah, bottoms up. Bottoms up to all you and your 12 50-inch screen TVs. You got Mason Jar, barbecue, and more. Steve Reese, man, I'm buttoning those britches. Woo! I'll tell you, I want some barbecue, Steve Reese. I want some barbecue. Okay, then you got Archies up there in Pittsburgh. Great wings, man. Right up there in the Berg, East Carson Street. Loyal to the Mountaineers. We really appreciate them. And you got Jimbo's Place, Jimmy Pointer. You got Elkins. You got Buckhannon. So nice you did it twice. Great food, great everything, great atmosphere. And then you have Legend Sports Bar in Cheat Lake, Legend Sports Bar and Grill. Aaron Gizzy out there. Hit some links. Beautiful day out here. Calacino's Pizzeria and Sports Bar in Beckley, West Virginia, man. That's big time. And, of course, you got the Pallet right there. Haley, how you doing? Yeah, I love the Pallet. Really crafty place. Really cool. Great to hang out. Great to watch sporting events. Great to do a lot and sit in a really comfy chair and good food. That's Scott Depot, Taze Valley. And then you have the pitch down there in Dunbar, West Virginia, Sports Bar and Grill. You got Chef Paul, pretty awesome. I see some prime rib going on there. I see some really good specials. And, of course, you got, Cantrell's River City Grill and Pub in Hinton, West Virginia. Man, I'll tell you, did you see what they had out of the seafood, the crab legs, the pot? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And how about the Jar in Morgantown right there, the Jar Restaurant and Hotspot? What's up, guys? I know you're doing a great job turning that from the Mason jar, and now you're making it your own, and you're doing fabulous. Here, nothing but great things coming out of the Jar Restaurant and Hot Spot. Danny's Bar down in Princeton. The loyal Mountaineers. I'm not gonna say the most loyal because what as Timothy Green says, I'm one of them. So you guys are one of the best fans of Mountaineers. And I think I got everybody. I sure hope so. You got Danny's in Princeton. Yep, everybody. All right, the Wolfman's Call, the network, man. Anybody wants to get it at your restaurant, just give me a call. Wolfman's Call at gmail.com. Wolfman's Call at gmail.com. Not give me a call. Give me an email. Got it? Alrighty. I still don't believe we have anyone here that is going ahead and giving questions. Oh, there we go. Let me see here. No one has said yet why TCU got 2 field goals to begin with. I am with you on throwing to the tight end till late. What the? Okay. All right. No one has said why TCU has got 2 field goals to begin with. Okay. Are you saying that because the defense gave it up there, the 2 field goals? Go ahead. I'll wait for you here, David, if you want to go ahead and respond to that. I'm not sure what the question is here and why TCU got 2 field goals to begin with. Not sure. Maybe are you talking about the intentional grounding pass or the non-call of the intentional grounding pass? I couldn't see where the ball went. All right. So I don't know if there was somebody out there or not. A couple people have said that it should have been intentional grounding call. I don't know, but I wish I could answer your question for you, man. I just not sure what you're asking right here. So I'll go ahead. What else we want to talk about? How about, let's see, let me think here. How about this? How about Beanie Bishop? Okay, I got to tell you, dude's a baller, right? I mean, again, he's gone up. When I see him, and I see him get in people's faces, and opponents' faces, not defender, opponents, wide receivers, or when he gets in their faces, he's on there and he gets his hands. I said he's very, very active. And I can see why, he went up there to Minnesota. Now this is his 6th year and just really pretty cool. So, again, I think that's all good stuff. And what do we got here? Let me see, man. All right. I don't see anything here coming in. David, are you still there, man? Do you want to get something else out there to help me with this question? So don't say why TCU got 2 field. Does anybody understand this question? All right, I'll put it up here again because I hate leaving it and not being able to explain what you're asking here. I hate that, but I'm not sure what you're asking. Why they get 2 field goals to begin with? They got 2 field goals they tried to kick, but they're 2 different series. So I am not sure. All right, well, maybe we can cover this tomorrow. All right. Hey, what's tomorrow now? Tomorrow's big. Why? Because we have Pat Biondo. Pat Biondo was there at basketball with the women's basketball, and he's got a really neat story. He started off. He's from Buffalo, New York. Let's see where I like him so much from, right? But he's in Buffalo, and what he did is he went down to see Jimbo, and he got hired by Jimbo down at Texas A&M, and then he moved on, and he got hired up there at Oregon football. He's coming on tomorrow, 4 o'clock, man, and he's going to talk Oregon football. There's a lot going on with Oregon football. Big Ten. I think they're so far they're undefeated here, I believe, at 5-0, and I think they're number 8 team in the country this week, if I remember right. So again, he's coming on. He's the head. Let me get this right. Director of Recruiting Strategy. I'll tell you what, I know that's got to be something important. They got so many new titles nowadays. I don't know, man, but Timothy, yeah, the Ducks are looking good. Timothy, do you understand that question, buddy? Help a brother out here, man. Help a brother out. All right. We'll keep rolling here, and let's see. Who's the best center in the nation? Offensive center. Who is the best offensive center in the nation? I'm stretching this out. Who is the best offensive center in the nation? That's right. You guessed it. Your guess is as good as mine. WVU, Monster Man, the Frazier flip, Zach Frazier.
Hi, I'm Zach Frazier from Fairmont, and when I'm back home, you'll find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We have that gold and blue pride at your local Par-Mar store. We are coming to your neighborhood soon. West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Maryland, we have you covered. Download the Par-Mar app and sign up for the Par-Mar rewards card. Food, gas, groceries, and more, we are gold and blue proud, and we are Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Law offices of Mark Plants and Kevin Davis. First line of defense. Big Box Beverages, the world's tastiest portable punch, as seen on Shark Tank. Buzzballs, ready-to-drink cocktails. #1 single-serve premix brand in the U.S. Buzzballs, have a ball. Stationers, #1 office supplier in West Virginia. Always in stock. All Mini, the anywhere, anytime chargers, powering a connected world. Never buy AA batteries again. Rechargeable 500 times plus. Paul Mini AA USB lithium battery, as easy to charge as your cell phone. Sustainable energy. Stay charged. Go green, save green. Feel the power of Paul. Order now at paulmini.com.
West Virginia United.